How's it going, gamers? Chongo here, and today I've got a review for you guys. The review is of the recently released game Hitman Absolution, and this version is the PC version, so let's get into it. Now let's start with the storyline. The storyline is pretty much you are a hitman and you are Agent 47, and basically you're given targets to take out as well as places to escape, and pretty much majority of the missions follow that same format. It's either you're trying to escape a place, you're trying to kill a certain person, or you're trying to get to a certain place. Now the storyline is there and it's good, but the thing is you're mainly just focusing on the gameplay aspect, so you're not really in depth with the storyline. It doesn't take you out of the experience, it's just you're mainly focusing on being a hitman and taking out individuals. Now the gameplay is obviously a stealth game, so that's pretty much what you're going to do. You don't have to go stealthy, but if you do, you're going to get more points. And with points in this game, at the very start of each room that you enter, or sort of like floor layout, you'll get given the Australian average, obviously because I'm Australian, so that'll be set to your country. So it'll say the country's average score, and then it'll say the world average. So when you go to enter a level, it might say the average is 50,000. So that therefore you'll say, okay, I'm going to try and beat that. And I think this was a really awesome mechanic because it sort of gave you a goal to aim for. So if you want, that gives another replayability aspect because you'll be sitting there trying to beat that score. And obviously if you don't get it, you can replay it again and just keep trying to beat these high scores that have been set. Now in this game there are many different ways to kill your targets, so you can just simply run up and shoot them if that's what you want to do, but you can use a lot more stealthier tactics and like use disguises as well as using environmental kills to kill them. So this can be as simple as something like just pressing a button that'll drop something on your target's head, so therefore nothing can really be traced back to you. And yeah, these approaches are a lot better and they give you a lot more points as well, so that'll improve your rankings on the leaderboards. Now while holding control, you will tap into Agent 47's instinct, and this will allow you to see your targets as well as other relevant things on the map. So this could be something that you can interact with or something else like a weapon and all this kind of thing that will basically allow you to survive longer. And it'll also show with red fire on the ground where someone's walking. So for example, if you're holding control and you see the red fire, that means that your target is going to walk in that direction. So this will allow you to create a better kill, or yeah, just basically move out of the way if you're in the wrong place. If you press F1 while you're in a mission, it'll bring up a bunch of challenges, and these could be something like don't change disguises or anything along those lines, or don't kill someone with weapons, just use your hands and stuff like that. So if you complete these, this will give you boosts to your amount of points that you get at the end of the mission. So if you have a look in here and decide which ones you want to follow, you can basically get more points than other people while playing through the Hitman levels. Hitman Absolution also offers another game mode called Contracts. Now this is a really interesting concept because Hitman is basically about going out and getting these contracts, so this is a player based sort of a thing as well as they've made their own contracts, and the way it goes is you can go through and make your own contract. And when I first heard of this concept, I thought it'd be interesting to see how this plays out, but in the game what you actually do is you play the mission that you want to set out. So for example, you run through and you set up the targets and you kill them how you want them to be killed. And so by doing this, they pretty much eliminate people setting impossible targets, because once a contract is created, it can only be made if the person's actually completed it themselves. So it's really interesting, and it's awesome to try and get the most score on these contracts that other people have built. And if you're not really into making them yourself because you need to sort of be a really good hitman yourself to go through and make these, you can just go through and play other people's and have fun that way. Now this game mode will obviously help you once you've played through the single player and you're not really interested in repeating them trying to get more score, or you've already maxed that out. This will give you the option to play many different contracts that other people have made and trying to beat them, so it's pretty much having like a whole other supply of levels that you can go through and play at any time. Also, the CGI for this game is amazing. Like, looking at the cutscenes, they're all really done in great detail, and it's really an amazing thing to watch and look at. Now also, if you're planning to get this game, or yeah, you're thinking about it, if you have got a good PC, I'd recommend getting on that over the PlayStation or Xbox, because the developers actually said that they felt a little bit held back with the consoles, so obviously things are going to look better on PC, and it definitely shows a lot more detail on the PC as well. So if you do have a good PC that's able to run this game, I'd recommend getting on that over any of the console versions. So if you're a fan of stealth games and you haven't picked up Hitman Absolution yet, I would recommend it because it's just amazing, and the replayability value for this game is so high, and I will find myself going back and trying to beat my scores, as well as going through contracts and playing all these other levels that have been created by other people, as well as maybe having a go at creating some of my own. This brings me to the end of my review of Hitman Absolution. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, give it a like, and if you've got any comments about Hitman Absolution yourself, if you've picked it up and what your experiences are with it, put them below, and if you want to join the gamerhood, just subscribe. Anyway, I'll see you guys next time.